back to Greenlands, and we are going to start off with a little bit of soil sampling. There are some bits around the farm that I haven't soil sampled, and the environmental score for soil sampling is a little bit low, so I'm wondering if it's that. I'm not overly worried, but I thought I'd just do them. I'm really not sure what to do with that bit of land up there. I am going to landscape out that little corner there, because there's nothing going to happen with that piece of land. If you're wondering why the cursors are offset, that's because I was recording this on my laptop, which I play the game on a non-native resolution, so when it records the cursor position, it kind of loses it. But yeah, basically a bunch of the field corners were missed because I scanned a lot of this using courseplay and it didn't get deep into some of the corners. Once we've done that, I'm going to finish up some fertilizing, and then we're going to get into planting some of our spring crops. We need to plant, so I've pretty much completely changed my planting plans from where we were at the end of the year. Going to go for on top of the mega field, which I'm not really counting towards what the crops that the farm is producing. Field 61, 62 opposite us is going to be maize, and then you're going to do a field of barley and a field of wheat. They're pretty big fields, and then one field of potatoes because I still want to use Dazed seed potato factory mod, and field 75, which is a pretty big field, is going to be poplar. That might be unpopular with me. I'm sorry, I'll get my coat. Yeah, so that's how the plans have changed. So field 77 and 78 are going to be barley and wheat. That's going to give us a load of straw, which we are going to need, and some grain, so that when we add maize plus in, we can make some grain mix. So we have the few grass fields left to spread digestate on. We have field, I can't remember the number, the field that's in the 50s that we harvested last year that had oats in it, because that was the only field I could find to buy to get a grain crop off of, to get some straw. That needs some fertilizing as well, but at the moment I'm just trying to sort out the auto drive network so that I can get auto drive and courseplay doing some of the fields whilst I do some of the other fields. Basically and I'm also going to set up a trigger for the slurry point while we're here. The field we have the open cow pasture in needs some fertilizing, so I'm going to do that so that I don't have to worry too much about things getting crashing into stuff. Yeah, the nitrogen on all of our fields is pretty awful, but the nice thing is grass doesn't need that much nitrogen, so it's not going to be too big a problem. But we are going to basically clear out our digestate storage on here. I am thinking, because I don't have any stored, I need to put, just need to link that route up properly, because it doesn't need to go all the way up there to get to the field that we wanted to. I'm thinking I need to put something through the BGA with it set to storing, because we need a little bit of electricity and methane for the T6 and the Farsin. They are both needing a little bit of fuel, so we've still got some sugar beets left, and we've got manure, so I'm going to put maybe some of that through, maybe some slurry. I've got plenty of slurry. And right now auto drive is just doing a little test for itself to see if it can get to and from the fields. I'm not sure why it loops around up here, but yeah, it's auto drive, it's being auto drive, but it does get this job done rather nicely, so I'm not going to complain too much because it speeds things up for us. There's not really a lot left to do in February once we've done these fields, so once these are done, we're going to skip over to March and do some planting, and I am kind of looking forward to that. I had forgotten which, actually we're going to do some seeding. We've got the Horsed 9 meter direct seeder that I swapped our seeders up to late last year when we planted the oats, so that's going to be kind of fun to use actually. Particularly now we've got the 8RX. I did use it on the class before, but we're going to use it on the 8RX because it's a nice tractor and I want to play with it. Basically, there's nothing wrong with the class. It's got the big jewels on at the moment, which would kind of be good for seeding, I suspect. But sorry, just 1 second. I have a missed call on my mobile. Phone call interruption again. But this is a good point to say thank you to the patrons and the channel members. And if you are interested in either of those options, there is a link below, or YouTube has the join button. Patron, depending on the level you pick, you can get creative input into my future series, and I do occasionally ask questions about things on there, and also you get an exclusive Let's Play on Furling. So if you're interested in that, then head on over and sign up. Your support would be very much appreciated. So yeah, that was the field. Field 55 is the one that needs some nitrogen, and can't actually remember what I'm planning to plant in there. Let's get my planting schedule up. Field 55 is going to be maize along with field 60 and 62. So yeah, the reason I've gone for that approach, I'm just waiting for the Deutz to come past so that we don't have a collision. The reason I've gone for that approach is the mega field. Everything that comes off of that is going to go into bunkers down there, which I need to build, and then into my industrial BGA, which I also need to build down there. Basically, that site is going to be a cash production site. It's going to be pretty nuts how much silage comes off of there, I think. So all the fertilizing is done, and I skipped ahead to the next day. This is when I realized that I don't have enough digestate to do the last fields that I want to do. So we're going to throw it into the dryer and make some solid fertilizer, because I had that set on selling and the income is nice, but actually we need to make some solid fertilizer for fertilizing later on in the year. My plan is still that I want to really test out the crop scanner. So I'm going to wait until the crops are in a slightly later stage of growth, and then we're going to put a crop scanner on probably the T6 and run the solid fert spreader over everything. Is the plan. I don't know if you noticed when I was flashing up the maps, and it's something that Kartek pointed out on his Calmsden Let's Play. If you're not watching that Let's Play, go watch it. It's awesome. If you need a link to his channel, I'll try and remember to stick that in the description below. I don't know if it's after they updated precision farming, but it's much more obvious the fact that organic fertilizer, and there's 2 of me. What more could you want than 2 me's? My wife would probably disagree with you. Anyway, it's much more obvious that organic fertilizer is non-homogeneous, and we are getting different nitrogen levels on as we apply it, which is really cool. It's really nice to actually see that working. Just looking for a weight to put on the front of the T6, because we're going to stick the fert spreader on here because I have 1 grass field left to fertilize and we don't have enough digestate or slurry. So I'm just going to drop the weight off the front of the T7. I have lots of weights around the farm, but I can't find one that's available. So that will do the job. And yeah, field 78, which is a pretty big grass field, needs fertilizing. So we're going to run the solid fert spreader over, and then we can quite quickly get that fertilized, which will be cool. It is going to be super hot here today. So I am recording this voiceover on Friday. This video should release on Friday. It might not. It depends how processing goes. So the videos might slip by a day. You will know that because you won't have been able to watch this today. But yeah, it's supposed to be super hot today here. It's 8 AM and it is already pretty toasty. I think it's going to be a weekend of just chilling in the garden. We in the UK do not do well with heat. And when I say it's going to be hot here, I mean about 30 degrees. And depending on where you come from, it's probably just an average day for you. But over here, it is not. Our houses are not equipped with air conditioning, although we have a portable air conditioner, but with the price of electricity at the moment, I'm not sure I want to switch it on. I think I might see the smart meter start to hemorrhage cash, so I don't know. But yeah, our houses are not equipped with air conditioning like real hot countries, so yeah, it's going to be warm. The dogs are going to be hot and unhappy, and they won't be able to go out, so yeah. Brought the RX over, giving it a quick repair. 15 eye-watering £1,000 to repair this guy, but I just wanted to have some fun with it. I have some frustration with headland management mode coming up. This it's another one of those things that's slightly amused me. I did a tutorial on headland management because there was a phase when I was using it quite a lot, and I haven't used it in ages, and I've forgotten how to use it. So I might need to go back and watch my own video. But we're going to load some seed up, and I'm going to try with the fast in and try and be realistic. And we'll pick the bags up and see how we get on. We have a lot of lime left that I need to put in the silo once there's some space, because I brought all the lime before I realised we could make loads of lime. But, you know, it's not a problem. Got a bit of solid fert left as well, which is cool. And I just cannot find a way to manually load this seeder with seed. So I'm going to fold the wings up and get closer, but still I cannot get this thing to manually load with seed from these big bags anyway. So we're just going to put it nearby and do it the automatic way. I quite like doing this semi-realistically, but you know, in the end there's a point where you just need to get it done. So there is a challenging spot coming up, but as you know, I am the ultimate tractor driver in Farm Sim. Some would say one of the best tractor drivers in Farm Sim, and we have that really narrow gate to get through to get to the 2 fields we need. Luckily, I am a pure professional and we just sail straight through. Bet you didn't expect that, did you? So field 77 is going to be barley, so let's get that job done. I don't have fertilizer in here because, as I was talking about earlier, I have done a base level of fertilizing with digestate, which gets us part of the way. And then once the crop is a little bit more mature, we're going to run over with the crop sensor and probably solid fertilizer, because we've got that, and see if we see any difference compared to what I'm used to without that crop sensor installed. I don't know if the T6 can take the crop sensor because it's a modded version that I've done. I'll have to have a look, but if not, we might just I just have to borrow a tractor to put it on, because actually we could put it on the front 3-point. We could buy one and put it on the front 3-point, or at least one. We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, just running with Proceed now, putting in the tram line for the headlands. I've still not worked out a good way of doing tram lines with Proceed. I really like how they look, so I just put in the best I can. It's never perfect, but you know. And what I've forgotten, and I remember partway through, is I really need to do the full third headland without the tram line on. I do it on the next field, but on this one I kind of forgot, and it makes it really tricky to get the tram lines in nicely. So if you're doing tram lines, learn from my mistakes. Do 3 headlands. So you can see it here. It's things get a bit messy and I end up missing spots, and that would have all gone away if I had done a 3rd headland. But I'm really liking the pace I'm getting to play at on both of my Let's Plays at the moment, where I'm doing a couple of videos a week on each one at least, just trying to sort out headland management mode, and I fail spectacularly, so we destroy the tram line there. Oh well, I do a bit more trying, but I do give up. Yeah, I'm really enjoying getting to play these a bit more. There are slightly less tutorials coming out at the moment. I am working on some in the background, and having done the spreader wars with solid fert, someone has asked for a liquid version, and I'm really struggling to find any liquid fertilizer sprayers, spreaders that do anything other than just base game applications. So if you think you know of a really good cheaty liquid fert / herbicide sprayer, then please stick it in the comments below, and because I would really like to find some that are good, but at the moment everything that I've looked at seems to have a standard usage. I guess the other thing is, are you interested in a tutorial about how to make one a bit more cheaty? If you are, then comment below. If you know how to do it, don't comment below. I can make a video out of it. I'm joking, by the way. I might delete your comment. Anyway, yeah, so just cracking on with getting this seeded, and as if by magic, through the power of editing, we're pretty much done. There are some missed spots in this field, but I'm not too worried. We're going to get a decent yield off of here. So, and a lot of that is because I didn't do that third headland. I really should have. And we are going to do it on the next field because I have learned from my mistake. I need to remember it for when we're doing more seeding. And on here, after this we have poplar, potatoes and maize to do, so we don't really need to worry about tram lines after this. So next video is going to be the poplar and the potatoes probably, because we can't plant the maize until April. So probably we'll skip ahead until 2nd of March to do the poplar and the potatoes in the next video, get those done, and then skip ahead to April because the grass is not ready. I am running my geo on here, which is pretty brutal on grass, to be honest. It means you're going to get first cut in April, May time, not March like you can with the base game one. But I think it's more realistic. Getting a first cut of grass in March in the UK is just not something that would happen with any significant yield, unless global warming really kicks in. So yeah, my geo is not so favourable on grass, and so the version that's in Calmsden that's based on my geo has base game grass growth because it looks nicer. And so my recommendation to Oxy, because Calmsden is such a pretty map, is for what gets released to put it back to the base game, because in winter you don't go back to growth state 0, or 1, sorry, which you will have been seeing in my videos where the grass is completely gone. If you take my geo without asking the Shire, you don't get that advice. So your map has the shitty looking grass in the winter. That is being used with my permission now because I asked the map creator where he got it from and why he was using it. And after some discussion, I gave him permission to use it because I figured that's a bit of promotion for the channel, although actually the map is not brilliant from what I've seen. I've not played it, but I watched Mr. CDP's review of it and it seems to have a lot of problems. So anyway, that's my little rant about that. So yeah, we're putting in the third headland now. I'm starting GPS up on this side because this is going to be my straight run for my long row, my up down rows. So we're going to need to patch in this little corner piece here, but yeah, in fact I think that might be the end of the third headland. Yeah, I think it is. So we're good for our up down rows now, I think. And that just means that on the runs where I don't need to put in a tram line, we can just go a bit shorter, and then the tramline ones will just extend into the headland a little bit. It just makes it neater, I think. I'm not sure if actually the best way is to run the up down rows and then put the headland in. Some of you will tell me that's more realistic, but some farmers that I watch do headlands first because you compact the soil a lot as you drive over the headland and you want to seed into the uncompacted soil. But then I watch Millennial Farmer, he does his headlands last. I don't know. With things like field prep, cultivating and stuff, yeah, you do the headlands last. But with seeding, it almost seems like it's personal preference from the farmer. I don't know. I'm sure some of you will jump in the comments and tell me what the correct answer is. But this is how I do seeding. I might try, I haven't got any, actually, when we're seeding next, it'll probably be on Calmsden. Maybe we'll try the headlands first and see what the tram lines look like. But yeah, what I do like is this 9-meter seeder on the back of the 8RX is covering the ground really quickly. We are up to not quite 17.5 hectares an hour. When we were running it on the class, we were getting about 16.5. So we have upped our productivity a little bit. I'm not sure why, because they're both pretty powerful tractors that shouldn't struggle. The other fields were quite hilly, so that might be it. We might have been struggling with the hills a little bit, whereas these were going across the hills, so yeah, that might be why. I don't think the 8RX is significantly more powerful than the Xerion, but who knows. I have added another mod into here. I have added, can't remember who I got it from. I think it cropped up on Facebook. Someone's done a convert of the FS19 base game Challenger twin track. So if we end up being more wealthy, you might see that appearing as well. I know I have enough tractors. I'm thinking that actually we don't need 2 small tractors on the farm because they're not working for the jobs that I planned them for. So I'd plan to use them as a front loader tractor and as a fertilizer spreader tractor or sprayer tractor. They seem too small for fert spreading or spraying, and the front loader is too low to load anything, so they're not really getting used apart from a bit of crop scanning. So I'm thinking that we may get rid of one of those and then replace it with maybe another tractor around the size of the T7. I don't know. We're not really short of tractors at the moment, so we may just sell it and make the cash. We've got the we've got the T7, the Deutz, we've got the Arion and the Fendt 700, so maybe we just sell one of the small tractors, and I think we've got plenty really. In fact, we've got more than enough tractors, so we might just sell one of the small tractors, and then maybe in the future we'll swap the Xerion for the 2-track. I don't know. Just talking out loud really, and kind of rambling. So we're pretty much finished with the seeding. That's going to be the end of the video, so I'm going to say thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, click the like button. Got any comments, stick them below, and if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you next time on Greenlands.